Cowboy Jim, thank you for this privilege. Thank you for turning this thing on. Thank you just for taking the time, and I hope it's not a waste of your time. I had the privilege and the honor this morning of talking to a lady who was phoning from my insurance company in Calgary, and she had some regular questions. Do I drive my truck to work? And I said no. She said, well, what do you do? I said, I run a 797 cat haul truck out of a wonderful mine here in Fort Mac. If people don't understand, we have the privilege and the honor of making a living cleaning up the world's greatest natural oil spill known to mankind in the world. And this would never get into the talking points of those who want to sound good and be recognized as being good, and yet they don't have much on the go. It's called science. They don't have much science on the go when they speak against man's effort to clean up God's earth, because God and God alone, that alien from another planet who came and saw that our earth looked pretty good, and thus decided that he would just enhance it and make it real. And it is real, and it's where we live. And in Fort Mac here, I'm told that they discovered the oil in Fort Mac when they were canoeing up the Athabasca River, because there was an oil slick coming down the middle of the river, and it was thick, and they really couldn't find the source of it, because the oil up here exudes from the ground and goes straight down to the river and goes right into the river. And I asked one guy who had lived up here quite a while, I said, fishing pretty good? He says, it's pretty good. He said, don't ever eat the fish. And I said, well, why is that? He said, well, oil's been coming out of the sandbanks along the river for hundreds and hundreds of years. And he said, that's what we're here for. We're here to clean up God's gift to us. And it may sound strange, but God gave us petroleum. Well, it's unfortunate he gave us liberals too, but, well, there's good and evil in all sides. Oh, there's nothing wrong with a liberal. I mean, given the right information that they haven't been exposed to, well, they probably wouldn't stay liberal for long. I shouldn't say this. I don't want my bathroom privileges to be curtailed. I feel so good to be alive. I'm going to work Friday. This, I'm pretty sure, I hope, is Wednesday. I am going to climb up a ladder, and I'm going to climb 25 feet. Well, on an angle, I mean, but I'm gaining 25 feet of height from the ground, I'm told, to where I sit in that truck seat. And I'm going to run that big girl with respect and honor. But I grew up running hot rods and Corvettes. in tall trucks. Well, I've had quite a few tall horses. That's where I'm stopping right there. And I just am so glad that God has given me the privilege of being alive. So, hey, anyone ever really want to know the truth about Fort Mac? You won't find it watching CNN. You won't find it watching half the news stations in the world. You will if you watch Fox News, because they don't do talking points that much. But you should come and see what we're doing up here. There are companies who are making a difference. There are two main companies up here. The one company has dug the sand, heated the oil up, drained it off the sand, taken the sand, mixed it with muskeg, as much topsoil as there is, and refurbished and rebuilt and reclaimed some of the most beautiful buffalo moose country you will ever see. And that's a fact. And the talking point people, they denigrate everything. Oh, geez. We have to protect the trees. So we take spikes and we pound them into the trees indiscriminately. Oh yeah, I can see the benefit of that. Oh, we're protecting the trees. Screw off. Screw off. You're just making a buck. You're not even being honest about it. Such idiocy. I'm no tree hugger. I'm a rancher. And a really piss poor rancher child. I'm about to lose my ranch. Hey, done my best. Truly have. I appreciate trees. I've sat on my horse. It was killed. I sat on another horse called Big Jerry out at Frozen Lake. It was either called Frozen Lake or Ice Lake, right at the top of a mountain. You could sit there and you could look what seemed like 30, 50 miles north and south, and all you'd see were mountain peaks. I know trees, children. I love what God has created. What God has created, I'll leave the talking points, children. Find out the truth, would you, just once? Be real, be honest. You don't have to tout the same horse shit that everybody else does in order to belong. You may well do that. Sure sounds like it. You hear one BS story on CNN and then every like-minded news station down the road repeat it. It doesn't matter that it wasn't right in the first place, because right doesn't matter. Right does not matter. Political correctness matters. Well, that's... I really have to watch myself, eh? I'm Irish. I'm pretty flat out colorful. Well, I don't even have my kerchief on. I don't mean that way. I really have to be careful. I have 3 sisters. Thank God my mom has gone on to be with the Lord. Because the subject matter is such that there is too much emotion involved. There is too much stupidity, ignorance, arrogance on the part of people who don't have a bloody clue. I go to work Friday morning, and I'll get up around 4:30 in the morning. I'll be catching the bus at about 10 to 6. I will travel an hour north. I'll sleep most of the way, because I can do that. But when I get to that mine, I come awake, and dear Lord God in heaven, I am then right where, as I am right this minute, I'm right where God wants me to be. That's very refreshing. And I'll go to work on Friday, and I'll work my heart out. This old Irishman is not lazy. I'm not careless. I am safety conscious. But I will work my heart out in honor of God, in honor of my mother who taught me how to be a man and how to work, and in honor of the company that I'm working for. And if I'm going to tell something, it sure as hell is not going to be a talking point. It better be factual. And you can take my bathroom privileges, liberals, and you can put them where the sun don't shine. Because this old Irishman, I'm very careful about what I kiss. There's only one woman in the world that I ever hope one day to be able to kiss. Probably won't. I can live with that. Because I have a friend. Well, I hope it didn't irritate you. Quite frankly, I don't care. And the reason I don't care is this. We have one life to live. When I was quite young, I was pretty smart back then. I have since become a little bit less intellectually sound. I used to say, in order to truly live, you must needs be ready to die. That's how I live. That is how I've lived every day of my life. You know, have I come close to both? I come close to real living. I've come close to real dying. I'm going to go out and I'm going to fire my old Dodge up. Long in black. Cummins, Dooley, Crew Cab. 01 Dodge. I'm telling you, Dodge Company, they'd be really smart to hire me as a commercial sort of spokesperson, because I love my Dodge. I really love my old Corvette that I can't afford to have and had to sell. But I had fun in it. But my Dodge Cummins was quicker off the line than my Corvette was. You think about that, a 1-ton dually, 6-cylinder diesel, 6-speed standard. I could make that baby purr. Burn rubber. Oh, damn. Children, get to know the truth. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. There is a concept, and that is this. The truth will set you free. Fort Mcmurry, I don't care what you call it. Some people call it Fort Money. Do you know why that is? Because we have a chance to work to clean up a mess. And we have a bunch of liberal, democratic idiots who just want to sound good. And they don't have a hope in hell of doing that. Not repeating stupid stuff. But we're doing something, children. There's a couple of big companies up here. I won't say their name. They both start with an S. And their game plan is to make money. Don't you kid yourself. But money is the third most important thing in their minds. Number one is the land, the earth that God gave us to be stewards of. These two big companies, that's what they are. They are stewards. And don't you kid yourself. They're not here because they don't make money, but they are here to do a job. And they don't understand it because not everybody understands, my God, the way I do. Hey, I might well fulfill that word, delusional. Well, I could care less. So, we care about the land. We care about the people of the land. That's my First Nations brothers and sisters and my Métis friends. Of all my time in the North, I only ever met one 280-pound fat man who was First Nations that I held in abject, absolute contempt. He was a bully. And I have never met another First Nations person whom I have not held in respect. And I don't care what you say. I'm just telling you the way it is. Safety of the workers, of guys like me who go to work and trust these two companies, and clearly there's another company, and I won't say their name because I don't want to bring them any shame. I mean, dear Lord, look at me. But we care for the safety of the people who are working and running the equipment far more than we care about the bottom line. And when we are through not raping and pillaging the country, but cleaning up the oil, the tar, the bitumen that would otherwise leach into the river. And we have good fishing up here, and it's getting better because these companies are cleaning up the oil. Now, it may take 100 years to get it done, but we're not sitting in Ottawa. I'm going to be real careful here, not because I'm concerned about Ottawa, no. I just want to kind of be a little polite. A lady who I have recently become privileged to perhaps one day become her good friend, a friend, at least a friend. And she says, "You're pretty rough, Jim." No, ma'am. I'm really rough. I'm sorry. I've ridden long and I've ridden hard. Well, I fall off horses all the time too. But I am rough. I'm too rough. I'm too rugged. I'm too. That's with TOO. I'm just too much of everything. I am, and it's a fact. I tell you this, I spent my whole life defending those who couldn't defend themselves. I'll tell you, I've stood up for women, for children, for animals, for friends. If they couldn't defend themselves, I sure wasn't going to remain quiet. It's cost a bit. I could care less. I'm still alive. One day I will be a good friend to that lady. And if I won't ever be the best, I will be the best that I can be. And that's a fact. So, I don't know how we ever got down this trail. This isn't where I was going when I sat down to turn on the camera. But I want you to know something. I think this is the most appropriate subject matter I could have picked. Incidentally, I didn't pick it. I kind of got prodded in this direction. It doesn't take much from my father to get me to change directions. Dear Lord, I could do that 3 times in one sentence. Just saying. Check this out. Today. Ready? Ready? 13 after 11. I've, of course, been up since 6. I usually get up at 4:30. And I listened and I watched the 2 videos that I did yesterday. I watched them twice. There's a reason for that. I don't want to screw up. I don't want to demean my God. I want to honor him the same way I honor my employer when I go to work. I honor my employer at work, off work. I will not speak ill of a present employer nor a former employer who really, possibly, really let me down. But I don't need to talk about that. You know what's important today? Right here, right now, I'm getting ready to close this little video out, but this video is number 80. 80 videos that are good for the heart stories. If you know someone down and they are hurting, you know someone who cannot pick themselves up, you pray for them, you talk to them, you encourage as many people as you can to watch old Cowboy Jim. I'm 72. I'm a martial arts 72. I'm not a Christian, but I choose to believe in God and in his Son, Jesus Christ, who suffered, bled, and died on the cross, took my sins upon him, suffered, bled, and died, rose from the dead, sits at the right hand of the Father. And I love my God, and I love my Jesus, and I love my mom, who's long since passed, who taught me how to be a man. And I love that one who is allowing me to be her friend. You see, if you truly love someone, you want for their good, not for yours. People who do the talking point crap, get your information straight, would you? Perhaps there might just be some hope in hell that you might actually come north and see what really is happening here. I mean, otherwise you just stay in Alta, You just vote. I don't know what the hell's wrong with Canadian people. But there is a scripture. It says we have the quality of government that we deserve because we're unwilling to do anything about it. And listen, I don't want any idiots running around out there. You vote. Well, Canada's about screwed. Our freedom, they're about gone. Well, I'm 72. I never once voted anything other than conservative in my life. Oh, Western Canada concept, I sure did vote for that because I tell you, I could well have been a politician. And I'll tell you also, we don't need the East. We don't need from Manitoba East. We don't. Not in Alberta, children. We're that rich uncle who worked and earned and saved. And somehow these nephews and nieces, not nieces because I don't pick on women, but these lazy nephews in the East, in Ontario and further. And I'll tell you, that most beautiful woman in the world that I ever met came, I believe, from New Brunswick, but I'm not sure. So I won't denigrate as I could. But remember this, children, we have the quality of government that we deserve because we are unwilling to do anything about it, and it better be done good and decent and righteous. And I'm not really convinced that, well, I'm definitely convinced that we don't have a hope in hell, because there is no hope in hell. The only hope is in God and in God's ability to work through us. I think I hear my phone going off. Oh, that's so funny. Well, God bless you. Remember, this is number 80. That's amazing. I think it's amazing. I wonder if I could do 40 or 50 before Christmas. I'm not sure. I'd rather, I guess, do one that was good, that touched the heart, than just the volume. God bless you, hey? God bless you. If you're hurting, you look to the God of the Bible, not the God of church, not the God of denomination. You look to the God of the Bible. He's not from this world. You look to his Son. He loves you. God bless you. God bless you.